Hello and welcome back to another Pro-T HD video. Today we've got another episode of Birmingham City Career Mode. It is episode 19 of Season 1 of Blues Career Mode, and this time out we are in a game against Leeds at St Andrews. We're 11th in the league at the moment, and that is with 37 games played. This is actually a game in hand for us and Leeds alike. Leeds are above us at the moment in the league, in this game and in real life. Can we get a win here? Because it would be a huge win. I know I say this for every game, but genuinely, towards the closing stages of the season now, every game is so important. And with this episode, we have 4 games. 4 games, yeah, that will take us up towards the closing stages of the season. And quite possibly, we will finish the season within the next 2 episodes easily. Unless, of course, we get into the playoffs, which, of course, isn't really that likely at the moment. At 0-0 at half-time, that's unsurprising yet again, another 0-0 at half-time. I'd like to tot up how many of them we've had this year. But overall, we've had a very, very constructive first half. And a first half that needs improvement, though. And in the second half, we look to do that. 10 minutes into the second half, Murphy, our left mid, finally back from injury, but still has a plaster on him, I think, so we've got to be cautious with our left midfielder here. He picks the ball up in the middle. David Davis here plays it into Michael Keith-Bell. Keith-Bell unleashes a shot. Wow! A stunning goal from Michael Keith-Bell. That genuinely is Lampard-esque. That is such an amazing goal. And I don't know what it is. Our centre defensive midfielders of Keith-Bell and Tesche have scored so many good goals now. Look at this from David Davis. So Keith-Bell won the tackle. It falls to David Davis' feet. He plays it back to Keith-Bell. And that can't be any more top bins than it already is. Look at it. It is literally perfection on a screen. Genuinely, there was no chance. I don't even think Neuer would have saved that one. But unfortunately, Leeds cancel out such a good goal with such a dodgy goal there. And that's a real shame, because when you score such a good goal, you want to make it count. You want to make it worth something. And ultimately now, it's worth nothing but the fact that we are still drawing. But now we've got a chance here at Donaldson into Caddis. Caddis on the overlap here. Caddis trying to get the ball, but unfortunately it just sort of fumbles away for a corner kick, which nothing comes of it in the end. And the Leeds attack do have another chance here. On the left-hand side, it is crossed in. It's a lovely little chip. And they are 2-1 up. Leeds United take a 2-1 lead here at St Andrews, and we have a real problem in our hands now. This is literally the last chance of the game now. We've got Barrera on the left-hand side. Whips it in! Donaldson! He has gone and done it! He's gone and equalised, and that is such an important goal. Not only because we get the point, and it's such a shame that we don't get 3, but genuinely, what an important goal that was, because literally from losing 3 points on Leeds, we've stayed stationary with them, we've consistently gained on them. But, unfortunately, it does mean that we will remain in 11th. So, we are in a big, big problem if we're looking to do any better this year. I don't think we're going to do any better this year. I think this is probably the season over. I get there's still a few games left, but we are actually in 11th now. Granted, we're only a few points off 10th, but look, 8th, Leeds United, 59 points, we're on 54. That's a big gap now, and it's a lot of points to gain without any other team getting any. And what a lacklustre first half yet again. 0-0 half-time. I'd like to tot up them, like I've said earlier in the episode. A very lacklustre first half to the point where there was only one chance worth even showing you guys. So really, this isn't a game of highlights. This is a game of nothing. Though, we do get one chance. Reece Brown, I believe that was in the centre of midfield. Again, Reece Brown attacking. The youngster is doing really well in this game. He's the only influential player at the moment, it seems. But it is actually Ipswich who go on the attack. They're in the centre of the field now, but a lovely pass is played over. And the Ipswich striker, he runs through. And if it wasn't for a bit of a dodgy shot, we would be 1-0 behind now. And we would be in real jeopardy of losing this game. But, you know, with a lot of time still to play, they, unfortunately for them, don't get the finishing touch. And it was all Ipswich. Genuinely, all of this game was Ipswich. And how that didn't go in, I don't know. But somehow Kujat managed to keep it out. I'm not quite sure how. I think it was slightly superhuman. But either way, that was well, I don't know what to think of that game, to be honest. Shit is probably the best word to round it up in.
Well, that was fucking dreadful.
But despite how badly we actually played, we managed to get a 0-0. And it's one of those games where you think, it's not really a great result at all. But really, when you actually think about it, it's a superb result. Because genuinely, we didn't deserve an ounce out of that game. Not one single point. So to actually go ahead and get one is huge, because every point counts, even if it doesn't really seem like it's anywhere near enough. Right in the background right now, you've got a squad report coming your way. You can see we've got a very inconsistent side again. Not much potential really showing, which is a slight worry for the future. Cotterill not improving because he's a bit older now. Reece Brown stayed the same as last month. Very little progress this month. Bear in mind, this has been a short month though, with very few games. Chadham's has gone up yet again though. He's a 76 rated striker now, which is just as good to see. Jack Storer and Roldan all progressing. Roldan is a big player for our future. And in fact, one of our requirements is that we play Roldan next season for at least 50% of the games. So we've got to make him at least championship quality to play in those games. We are in 12th. We've fell the lowest that we've been since probably November, October time. Let's see whether we can get back to the highest we've been, because the highest we've been, I believe, is 5th, or maybe 1st on like the first day of the season or something, but properly, I think the highest we've been is like 5th during games, and how that doesn't go in, I don't know. They're the sort of chances that we need to finish. Genuinely, we don't get many chances come our way, as last game has proved, but we need to chance finish like them. Well, we need to chance finish like that. Look at that. I mean, I don't know what I was saying, but it certainly didn't make sense. That did make sense, though. Maybe not quite, because the physics of that ball just seemed to let go of itself. When we do score, we score absolute crackers, and that is just a brilliant goal. Oh my bloody God, look at that. Jonathan Grounds, of all people, with his weaker foot, flicks it into the corner of the net, posting in. Look at this. That is such a good finish. That is one of the best finishes of the season. That skill there, that technique, it did sort of slip off his shin. But that skill, the technique to do that with his weaker foot, that is insane. And against Brighton and Hove Albion, we've took a 2-0 lead in such quick succession that I genuinely, to be honest, can't believe it. It hasn't quite sunk in, because we never take 2-0 leads that quick unless we're beating Reading 4-0. And since that 4-0 win against Reading a few episodes ago, we haven't picked up any form. We've been, well, pretty shit. We haven't turned around the games that I said that we could turn around. We've been very bad. But in this second half now, we're looking to try and consolidate that win, and that is exactly what Fabrini's gone and done. Absolutely brilliant finish, really. It's on the half volley. 3-0 up against Brighton, our second best win of the season on the cards right now. Donaldson touches it down brilliant with his left foot. Again, it was a good shot from Donaldson, but it was well saved by the Brighton keeper before Fabrini comes and finishes it off, and finishes the game off. Puts Brighton to bed, and we are out of here. There we go. We are leaving Brighton now. We are out of here. Unless we were at home. We may have been at home. Were we at home? I'm not quite sure. It'll say in a minute whether we were at home. I didn't take note. No, we were in Brighton, so now we're leaving Brighton. We're taking 3 points back to Birmingham now. And that is a huge step forward in our bid to try and stay in the top half, which is sort of what this season has suddenly become out of nowhere. It's a bid to stay in the top half instead of a bid for promotion. The problem is our objective is fight for promotion. I don't know what classes as that, because we are a mere few points off it still. The chances of us getting it, though, are very unlikely. Or look at that scummy face. Gabriel bomb the whore. Sorry, Gab, I just don't really like you, to be honest. I just think you're a bit of a dick. Anyway, let's carry on. We've got a game against Derby, who, of course, got a brand new striker in Gabriel bomb the whore. Don't know when they bought him. Don't know why they bought him. But either way, we have a very, again, back to a few games ago again. 0-0 first half. Really disappointing, to be honest. But this season, what classes is fight for promotion? Will the board be happy with where we finish? I'm not sure, because I think we've fought for promotion this season. We've been quite lucky with where we've stayed, because I've kind of been feeling, I've said way too many times this year at the end of games that, well, that we've had an average episode. We seem to win some, lose some, draw some. It's all over the place, really. All over the shop. But one thing that isn't all over the shop is Cotterill's finish. What a finish from our veteran right midfielder. I would like to call him a veteran now, because he probably is approaching that sort of peak age. He's probably past his best. But look at that. He takes it past the already down defender. The defender had already slid to try and block the shot for some reason. And then Cotterill took it past him, and on that tight angle he scored. We take the 1-0 lead, and we double that lead. Oh my god, 2 goals yet again in quick succession, this time in the second half instead. Chadams gets the goal this time, adds another one to his very low tally. I would like to score more goals with Chadams, it doesn't really matter though, because that is a huge win. And what an end to this episode, what a finish. Maybe this is the turning point. I can see more attacking flair in the side now, especially against teams like Derby. We haven't conceded in 2. Let's do this. Let's carry on this form. I do thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you smash that like button down below. I will see you in another video very soon. In fact, I think we haven't conceded in 3. Anyway, see you next time. And click on the video on the screen. And subscribe, why not? Go on, and like.